Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining me today. Let me know where you guys are signing in from. Where are you signing in from? So happy to see you. Hey, Diane, how are you, sweetie? So listen, for those that don't know me, my name is Mary Goff, and this is my channel, My Season Life with Mary Goff. My channel is all about empowering, supporting, and encouraging Black women to live their best lives. So we inspire and motivate you here. And if that's something that you're interested in, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. And make sure you turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if this is a replay, thank you so much for tuning in and watching me. And thank you or joining me live today, taking the time out. It's Friday morning, wherever you are. I'm here in Portugal, so it's afternoon for me. But nevertheless, I thank you so much for joining in today. Hi, Melly from Chicago. Hey, Evelyn from Panama. Oh, you're in London. Hi. Yes, hi. I can't think of what is your name? I know it says Drell's Healing Garden Journey, but thank you so much. Hey, Jackie from Atlanta. Diana's tuning in from Sacramento. So listen, I don't want to take up a whole lot of your time, so I'm probably just gonna get started. And I guess if people tune in, then they will be tuning in later. Hi, Melly. Retiring this year, looking to move abroad. Hey, Jennifer. Thanks so much for tuning in, sweetie. Appreciate you so much. So listen, I'm gonna get started. Hey, Cynthia from Denver. Nice to see you. Wow. Oh, wow. I have 28 people. I haven't been live in a while. Maybe I'll do this a little more often now that I'm here in Portugal. But anyway, I just appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know who else is here, but I appreciate you guys taking the time to join me today. So listen, so today's video, we're going to talk about why I left Panama and why I moved to Portugal. All right. So before we talk about that, I just want to say a couple of things. Now, when I announced that I was moving to Portugal, oh my gosh, I had a lot of mixed reactions. The majority of the reactions were positive, but oh my gosh, some of you guys were like so shady and negative and rude, which I'm not sure if I was surprised by that, but I thought it was just crazy how some of you took it very personal that I had left Panama. But I just want to say, listen, we all make the decisions that's best for our own lives. So you guys are free to live your life as you choose, just like I am free to live my own life. So I would appreciate if you keep your negative comments to yourself because I'm all about positivity on this page. So moving forward, if you are going to be rude and negative, then I'm just going to block you. So, as my mother used to say, if you don't have anything good to say, then keep it to yourself. So, anyway, that was just a little housekeeping I wanted to put out there before we get started. Hey, Gloria. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Angie. All right. So, before I talk about my why I left Panama, I want to talk about a little background about me that you got probably are not aware of. Because I am not new to traveling. I'm not new to moving. I'm not new to relocating. I have been literally doing this my entire life. Since when I first left home at 17 years old to join the Air Force, I was relocating maybe about every 4 years. Okay. And then when I joined a government agency, the same thing. I was taking assignments that caused me to relocate and move to different places. One thing about me is that I love to travel. I love to explore. I love change. I just love new things and I love new environments. I always have. My mother, my dear mom, who's no longer here, but she used to call me a gypsy. She was like, "Oh my gosh, you're moving again? Where are you going now?" So this is like a pattern for me. I'm used to relocating. I'm used to moving. That's something that's in my blood. I'm an explorer by nature. That's just who I am. Okay. So I just wanted to give you that little background before we talk about why I left Panama and moved to Portugal. Okay. So I moved to Panama in February of 2022. And so it's been almost 3 years actually that I lived in Panama. But while I was in Panama, I mean, I fully embraced Panama. I mean, you guys know that. I mean, I started a Facebook community in May of 2022, which is thriving. It's a resource community. We have meetups. Now, I used to personally host the monthly meetups. Did this for almost 3 years. Okay. We did all kinds of stuff in the Facebook group. We had a book club. We did private catamaran trip. We did whale watching, beach trips, restaurants, happy hours. We did all kinds of stuff in this Facebook community. All right. And the community is also a large resource for a lot of people. Not only did I start the Facebook community, I also started a YouTube channel which has been very resourceful to a lot of people. I have an entire playlist about relocating and moving abroad. And the good thing about this playlist is that it's just not for people moving to Panama. You can use some of these tips for any country that you're moving to. Okay, so I am a natural giver by nature, and I have been giving myself to this community for the past 3 years. So for some of you guys to completely spaz out when I said that I was leaving, it's just kind of like crazy to me because it's like it really has nothing to do with you. When I think about it, it really doesn't. Me leaving to Panama is not going to affect your life at all. You can still stay there. You can go to the group and say, "Hey, do you want to have dinner somewhere?" You can still have meetups. You can do everything that you were doing while I was living there. All right. So don't take it so personal. All right. Oh, hi. Oh, Jackie was also in the Air Force. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Thank you so much. Okay. So, and still trying to figure out how to work this. Okay. All right. Got it. Okay. So you guys heard my history here in Panama. Listen, I enjoyed my life here in Panama. One thing about me is that I am going to enjoy every place that I am. I'm going to make the best out of every situation. I am not a complainer. Okay. So some people look for the negative no matter where they go. I'm the opposite. I'm going to be looking for that positive. That's just how I live my life. Okay. I recall meeting a young lady and I stopped meeting people individually. She was coming to Panama. This is when I first got there. During my first year, I was meeting ladies prior to hosting the monthly groups. And she was just so negative. I mean, just said all this negative stuff about Panama. So I finally, no matter what I said, she had something negative to say. So I finally said to her, I said, "Why are you here?" And I said, "Because it doesn't matter what I say, you're going to be negative." So I said, "I have no more comment. I have nothing else I have no more information for you because it doesn't matter." And actually, I ended our lunch early because I don't even want to be in that presence of someone who looks at life in such a negative fashion. And I told her, I said, "I don't think Panama is the right place for you. And I don't think any place is the right place for you because you're going to find fault in everything you do. And I said, you might want to look at that and think about why is everything so negative to you? Because I said, until you fix that, you're not going to be happy anywhere. So I digress. Sorry about that. So listen. All right. So living here in Panama. So let me tell you how it got started for me to think about maybe it's time to go. February of 2024, I left Panama to go with the Executive Summit sisters. We were meeting in Cape Town. So I went to Cape Town like a week prior to them, went by myself just to check out the area, had never been to South Africa. So I just wanted to explore on my own because, like I said, I love to explore, I love to travel. And I was pretty nervous about that trip actually, because you hear the negative things about, South Africa and you got to be safe and be aware. And I'm really good at that kind of stuff anyway. So I had made sure I had Airbnb in a good neighborhood, took all the precautions and had oh my gosh, just the best time. So I went there like a week prior. Then I met with the Exit group, hung out with some girls, and then after our meetup was over, I stayed an additional week by myself again to continue to explore um, Cape Town. And then after that, because I always wanted to go to Victoria Falls, it was on my list of things to do. And I was like, since I'm here, I'm going to make sure I get there. So logistically, it wasn't like the easiest thing to do, but I went by myself to Victoria Falls. I went through Johannesburg, stopped there for a few days, caught the plane to Zimbabwe, then had to catch a driver and take me across the border because my resort was in Zambia. And that's a whole nother video that I posted about my experience in Zambia. So make sure you check that out. So after that, after I spent my time in Africa, I went to Thailand to spend some time with my son. And then from there, I went to Singapore. So when I got back to Panama, excuse me, it was almost 3 months that I was gone away from Panama. I had never been away from Panama that long. So when I came back, I was like, hmm, it didn't feel the same. It did not feel the same. Sorry, my son is sending me a message. Okay. It did not feel the same. Um, And I just started thinking, is this enough for me at this particular stage in my life? Because when I was away, I was seeing, I was doing, I was exploring all these things and saw all these things and all of these cool places. And all of my five senses were being, stimulated. Okay. And when I got back to Panama in my, regular routine, I was no longer stimulated like that. It wasn't, it didn't feel the same. I knew that I felt like I needed more. Okay. So I took some time. I went to this resort in Al Valle. I think I stayed for about 4 or 5 days and had some really hard conversations with myself. Um, I started thinking about, you know, what do I want my everyday life to look like? And I encourage all of you to do that. Okay. What do you need to have in your everyday life? Because listen, I am seasoned. I have more years behind me than in front of me. So if not now, then when? Okay. So I decided, made notes, meditated, prayed, and I decided I need to be stimulated. I want to be in a walkable area. I want to be in an area that I can take a train ride or I can walk and see something, culturally stimulating or whatever it is. Um, I want to try new dishes. I want to be able to travel to a different place without flying for 8 hours or whatever. I want to be able to explore different countries. So I decided that it was time for me to leave Panama. Now, I didn't know at that point where I was going, but I knew I was leaving Panama. So fast forward a couple of more months, um, I had a birthday trip to Portugal in October for my birthday. And my son was visiting at the time. This was during the summer, I believe. And he said to me, he says, Ma, if you're going to Portugal, you're right, you guys, wherever you go, there you are. And you're definitely not trees for sure. So he said, Ma, if you're going to Portugal, why don't you stay there for a little while? Don't come straight back. Stay there for a while. So I was like, hmm. So he is a researcher like me. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So he started sending me a bunch of stuff about Portugal because he said, Ma, I think this will be good for you because you love to travel. You'll be in Central Europe. You can explore all those different countries that are right around Portugal. So what I did was, like I tell you guys to do, I started doing research on Portugal, watched a ton of YouTube videos, joined all the Portugal Facebook groups, didn't ask one question, just started seeing what people are talking about. And the things that I wanted to know about, started using the search key and just started getting all this information together. Now, I had well, not lived, but I had stayed in Spain for about a month, visiting my son. So I had already had a feel of the type of atmosphere, that living in Europe would be like. Because I stayed in an Airbnb and I was in like this pedestrian area, and I used to get up every morning and walk and go get a pastry and take a walk along the ocean. And it was just fantastic, the best time. Okay, so in my head, I'm thinking if I can get that again, then at this time in my life, then this would be great. So I decided that, okay, Portugal was going to be my place. Now, I had not visited Portugal. I hadn't stepped one foot in Portugal. But in my head, I said, I'm moving to Portugal. Now, I'm not telling everybody to take this, to do it the way I did, because I decided I was moving there without even visiting there. And my apartment lease was coming to an end. I let my apartment go here in Panama. Y'all saw my post, sold all my stuff. Okay. And I was really surprised how fast I got rid of the stuff. Matter of fact, one lady who was moving to Panama, she bought like all my major stuff. She bought my bed, my couches, TVs. She just like cleaned me out. So my stuff went really fast. Matter of fact, so fast that I had to have an Airbnb to stay in until I was leaving to go to Portugal. So I, to me, that was kind of like a sign to me. It was kind of like, okay, if you sold your stuff that easy, none of this stuff is in the way right now. I think this is a time. This is your time. You should be you should be leaving. So that was like a confirmation for me. And I arrived to Portugal actually on October 14th on my birthday. I went to a conference in DC prior to that. And and I arrived to Portugal on October the 14th, and I literally hit the ground running. Because remember, in my head, I was moving to Portugal. So I had already researched what type of visa I was going to get. I'd already researched what the requirements were. And one of the big differences in the visas in Portugal versus Panama is that you don't have to show residency to get a visa in Panama. A lot of people have pensionado visas in Panama and don't even live in Panama. They just come there for the time, the process, and they go back to the States. You can't do that in Portugal. You have to literally show a rental contract. You can't, just come there and get a visa. So that's one of the big differences, okay, in Panama versus Portugal. So in my head, I was like, okay, I'm going to find an apartment. And I gave myself 10 days to find an apartment. So I had already contacted people prior to coming there because remember, I was planning to move there without even seeing a place. And so I hit the ground running the next day. I'm out touring the city, touring neighborhoods, looking for apartments. And that'd be a whole separate video about how that worked as far as apartment tours. But anyway, so I found an apartment. Yeah, I found an apartment. I found an apartment actually on my 10th day, right? The 10th deadline that I gave myself. So once again, I said to myself, okay, this is another sign. This is another sign because you found this apartment on your 10th day. So, and it's a little different because, you have to, when you find an apartment, you got to pay for it. You got to put a deposit down. So, it's like your apartment. So that was maybe the beginning of November when I literally, got the keys to the apartment. Um, and so literally I was in here in my apartment for about a month, just on a sofa bed. Just had a sofa bed because I have another unfurnished apartment in Panama. In Panama, I started with furnished and then I went to unfurnished. My last apartment in Panama was unfurnished, and my apartment here in Portugal is also unfurnished. I looked at both, and I I am very particular. I just know me about, furniture and people's beds and stuff like that. And so I decided to go with another unfurnished apartment. So I'm gonna take my time and just look around and just get some stuff that I need. So yeah, and then my appointment to go back to the States to actually turn in my paperwork to apply for my D7 visa, which is the retirement visa, the visa that I'm applying for. That appointment was December the 13th. So I came back to the States December the 13th. And the goal was after the holidays, I spent some holidays with my sister and family in Philadelphia. I was originally going to come back to Panama because I have a small storage space where it has all of my clothes. In Panama, I was going to come back and wait, come back to Panama and clean out my storage and just hang out in Panama until my visa got approved. However, I thought, you know what? Since I'm paying for this apartment, I'm going to go back to Portugal. And so that's what I've been doing. I'm back here. Uh, Instead of coming back to Panama, I came back to Portugal to get some more stuff for my apartment, to get more settled in, um, to just learn the area, learn the way of life here. And just the other day, guess what happened? The other day is, y'all, I just got my visa approved. I just got an email from the embassy that said my visa was approved. Normally, it takes about 60 days. My approval came back in about 40 days. 40 days. Because I think it was processed on December the 16th. Yeah. So now that my visa is approved, I mean, I was like, the way things have happened for me, I'm not saying it was easy, but it was smooth. The transition was just like so smooth. So that's why I really feel that this is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I'm supposed to be. And I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers. Um, I I'm still figuring things out. Okay, let me put some things here. Okay, yes, Cole. Yes, this is true. Yes. This is great information that Cole is putting up here. Yes, I have 4 months to get back here to Portugal, which I fly out on Sunday to go back to the States because once your visa is approved, you have to turn in your passport so they can stamp your visa. So I have to get my passport stamped and it has to be done in the States. Okay. So now once that's done, I'm going to go back to Panama to clean out my storage and then I'll have a one-way ticket back to Portugal. And when I get my visa, it will also have my appointment for the Portugal Immigration Agency. So I will have my relocation person that I use. The appointments come with the stamp visa. So I'll know once I get my visa back, not my visa, my passport. Once I get that back, I'll know when I go to the immigration agency to get my residency card. So yes, that's what's going on with me. Yes. And I'm still pinching myself like, oh my gosh, you made this happen. I mean, who decides to move to a country sight unseen? Mary. Only because I've traveled a lot and I've done a lot of research and I just knew that I would like it here. I just knew that. And another thing, I mean, I'm loving the weather is like, this is like winter. I'm loving this cold weather because I was in, hot and humid Panama. In Panama, if it wasn't hot and humid, it was raining. So I'm enjoying these seasons right now. I'm enjoying the temperature. I'm enjoying it all. I enjoying it all. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys saying congratulations. I'm so excited. Um, yeah, you missed the intro, fine. Francis, I was in Panama for almost 3 years. I lived in the city, Panama City. My whole YouTube channel, if you're new to my channel here, my whole YouTube channel is a whole bunch of videos about Panama. If you're interested in Panama, I would suggest you start. I have a playlist called I think it's called the Ultimate Move Abroad playlist. Start there, and you can get all kinds of information about Panama. All righty. So let's see. There will be there. Uh, let's see. Yes. Yep. I believe so. I know. Yep. Yep. Yes. Thank you. It happened very fast. Uh, let's see. What city did you go for the visa? Listen, I have no, and let me tell you one thing too. I'm not giving out a whole bunch of information about you should do this or that because this Portugal stuff is completely different. The Panama to me was more straightforward. Getting a Pensionata visa there. Matter of fact, I did a video on all the steps because it doesn't really change. But the Portuguese is a whole different ball game. I processed out of the embassy in DC. From my understanding, just by reading, different, some people have different experiences depending on the consulate office you go to, all kinds of things. But I literally went straight to the embassy. I didn't go to, I think it's called the VFW, not VFW. There's an office, a processing office that people go to prior to going, and then they send your application to the embassy. I went directly to the embassy, so mine was more direct. But as far as which office to go to, I can't help you with that. I don't know. Um, there is a Facebook group that was very helpful. I recommend you join this Facebook group and download their guide. It's called, I think, Americans and Friends PT. I believe that's what it's called. Let me see if I can find it on Facebook. American and Friends PT. And they have, it's, oh yeah, that's it. Americans and Friends PT. That's the name of the Facebook group. They have a file section. Go into that file and they keep up with all the latest guidelines. It's a free file. Just download it and familiarize yourself with all the requirements for all different types of visas. Okay. This question, you have to turn in your passport so you're no longer a U.S. citizen. No, 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 Sharon. I'm turning in my passport so they can, I forgot to say this, so they can stamp it with the visa and send the passport back to me. So when I first entered Portugal, I was on a tourist visa. So when I come back, I will be entering on a temporary residency, visa, a temporary permit, whatever it is that they call it. But it'll be a different status because I'm going towards my residency. So no, I'm still a U.S. citizen. Most people, unless you have some sort of birthright or something in another country, people maintain their citizenship. So there's a few people that might have a dual citizenship, but you're always going to maintain your U.S. citizenship unless you choose to denounce it or get a dual citizenship. But citizenship is not that simple. It's a whole process. I think there in Portugal, there's a language test you have to take. There's a whole thing. Right now, I'm just focused on getting residency. Like I have in Panama, I have permanent residency there. This will be my second residency in another country. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm living in Porto. And I did visit when I first came here. I went to both Lisbon also. Um, And I chose Porto. One of the reasons I chose Porto because it was smaller and easier, in my opinion, to navigate. Um, and I love the like small city sort of vibe to it. Although, there's a lot to see and do here too, but it's more compact and easier to get around. So that was one of my reasons for choosing. Okay. Okay. So someone said, what about the language? What about it? I mean, just like Panama. I moved to Panama, didn't know a lick of Spanish. Took some courses. Matter of fact, I understand more Spanish than I can speak. So I am planning on taking Portuguese lessons too. I mean, I know how to say hello and thank you right now, but a lot of people here speak English, and I know how to say, "Do you speak English?" So, and it also with the Portuguese people that I'm finding out, they might not know how to speak English, but they understand what you're saying. So, and also, there's language apps that you can use. I use DeepL, uh, DEEPL, to navigate my way around. But my understanding also is that once you do get your residency, there's a free government course that you can take um, to learn the language. So I'm deciding which course I'm going to take, but I'm definitely going to be learning some Portuguese. Yep. Hey, Corman. Oh, hey, Corman, make sure you stay connected to me. Let me know. You're going to be in for a conference. Okay. Yes. Are you here with the Our Rich Journeys conference? Is that the conference you're going to be at, Corman? But anyway, make sure you reach out to me. I should be here in June for sure. Yep. See, no, I'm not gonna say that, sweetie, because when you start like saying, because some people it took them over a year. Everybody has different circumstances. So I can't tell you how long it's going to take. I'm not making that statement that you can get your visa in 2 to 3 months. No, I'm not going to do that because some people it took a whole lot longer. So I have no idea. Depends on your circumstance. Yes, that's it. VSF. Which one is it? All right. Okay. Did you have to make an appointment? Listen, you can't walk into no embassy. No. Uh-uh. I don't even know an embassy that you can walk in unless, definitely not for a visa appointment. Because most of these embassies, they only process, and DC embassy, they only process visas, I believe, on Fridays and only a limited time on Friday. So definitely not a walk-in. Mm-mm, not at all. It was an appointment. But once again, I'm not speaking for all embassies. I'm not speaking for all processing offices. I just know, from my limited experience, y'all, don't hold me to all of this stuff. I just know through my limited experience what happened to me. Yes, definitely. Yeah, that's the name of the group. There's a bunch of expat groups, and you guys know I always suggest you guys join the expat group for the country that you are wanting to move to. Oh, thank you so much, Stasha. There's lots of people in our community, our women's community, that live in Bukete. So you should have a good time there. And also, I have a new Facebook community now that I am outside of Panama. I wanted to have a more global connection to people that are living in all kinds of countries because I'll be traveling and visiting people. So if you want to stay connected to me there, make sure you join BWE Black Women Expats. It's right now it's a Facebook community. BWE Black Women Expats. I think I have that somewhere. Yeah. All right. Thank you, lady. Um, Yeah, no, I don't want to do that here. I need to expand my horizons. I need to expand my horizons. I was only considering Spanish because I'm too lazy to learn another language, but I understand a little. Yeah, I think you're kind of limiting yourself, thinking that you only need to move at a place um that you know the language. You have to decide what's important to you. You have to decide um what you can live with and what you can't live. And that's another thing I also want to bring up. When I was deciding on Portugal, when I decided this was going to be my place, I also had to think about especially when you're looking at apartments, um, I made a list of what was my non-negotiables, what did I need to have, what what I wanted to have but didn't need, things like that. Because you're not going to get everything you want. You may, you may. Um, so I had to, my living environment, my everyday living environment has to me improved like, oh my gosh, 300%. 300%. Do I have the ocean view that I had in Panama? No, I don't. But I was looking at an ocean that you really you couldn't even swim in. It wasn't even a beach. It wasn't beach. It was an ocean view, but you know, it was just water. That's it. Here, I don't have an ocean view. I live in a Portuguese neighborhood, which I love. I'm the only, and I don't live in like an expat building. I'm living amongst the local people. So I'm getting the whole, I'm like fully immersed. Only one in my building. That's an expat. Everyone else is local. They're very so nice and kind. They're used to seeing me now. Um, so it's a great experience. I have a little local, I guess, fruit market, for lack of a better word, because she sells flowers too. I don't know if you guys saw the flowers that I posted on my page that I paid $5 for that are still looking good. It's almost 3 weeks, those flowers. But I go there once a week to buy fruits and veggies, and I buy like these big jugs of water just to support the local community. Um, and I remember when I first walked in there, um, she kind of like mean mugged me, thinking like, who is this girl and what is she doing in here? But now she speaks to me. Now we smile. She understands English a little. She doesn't speak it. So yeah. So it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, I like that. Oh, thank you so much, Jennifer. I appreciate that. I so appreciate that. Thank you so much. So listen, I don't want to so this video, I just want to stay, just my why. I don't want to go into too details about requirements because yeah, I just don't want to do that because I don't want you guys getting confused, and I I was learning things on the fly. Um and I don't suggest that for everybody. I don't suggest for people to move to a place that they've never been. Um, this one couple, friends of mine, told me, "Oh, say, oh my gosh, Mary, that was so gangster of you." Um, but it was exciting to do. I'm glad it all worked out. And I'd probably do it again. Yeah, but I'm pretty content right now. I'm still getting settled in. Have lots of stuff that I need from a place, but that's okay. I have a bed now, so, and I have a real couch, so that's good. Um, but the store I was in, I walked to this boutique store yesterday because they were kind of like an interior design kind of furniture store, and I walked there to see what they had, for your apartments and stuff like that, and saw some really cute stuff. And I ended up talking to the shop. She wasn't a shop owner, but she got my number. As a matter of fact, she called me this morning because I found out they also make furniture. So you can get things made because they had this long, like a console, like a TV stand, beautiful, but I think it's too big, And she said, "Oh, we can make it whatever size you need." And I'm like, "Oh, you make furniture?" She said, "Oh, yes, we can get it made for you." So I might have a dinette table made there. If I don't find one that I need, then I might have a table made, which is nice to know. that you can do that. Yep. Yeah. So it's just nice, just having those little experiences. Um, because I had my girlfriend had called me and I said, "Oh, I'm gonna call you back in 15 minutes when I get back to my apartment." Y'all know I got back to my apartment like 2 hours later because I was passing all these little shops. I was like, "Oh, let me stop in here and see what they have." And it was just so nice to just explore because that's what I love to do. So I'm getting all of these senses satisfied right now that I wasn't getting in Panama. And I have nothing negative to say about Panama. Panama was people would say to me, "Oh, how long are you going to stay in Panama?" And I always called Panama my right now place. I've always said that, my right now place. When I needed when I needed it, Panama was there for me. But I no longer need it. I need something else. So this is it. I'm in Portugal. Yes, it's 2 years, and then you have the option to the residency is 2 years initially. You have the option to renew for 3 years. Yep. Um, so you can have multiple permanent residencies. Yes, you can. I know a couple of people that have multiple. That wasn't my goal when I initially decided to move abroad, but I wasn't totally satisfied. Um, Panama was becoming very underwhelming for me. And when I came from that 3 month trip, I was like looking around, I'm like, I don't think this works for me anymore. So, but it could possibly work for you. It just wasn't working for me. You have to decide what's best for you. You have to decide what you need to be fulfilled in your life. You have to decide that. Okay? Now you're going to have to go back. Yeah, you're going to have to hit the replay, sis. I just did a whole conversation about this. Hey, okay, Teresa. Well, then, hey, hopefully I'll be able to catch up with you when you come here in June as well. I'm looking for more questions. I don't want to keep you guys any longer. I really appreciate you all for tuning in. If there is anything that as I move forward in my journey here in Portugal, if there is something that you want to know more about, I have a couple of more videos that I'm going to do separate from this, but today I just wanted to focus on the why. Um, you can you can let me know. I'm looking at some of these comments to see if if there's anything else that I should answer. I appreciate you guys for the encouragement. If you missed me talking about why, you can watch the replay because I've already went over that. And the in a nutshell, it's not a real big why because I can, because I have the freedom to do so. I love to travel and I love to explore, and it was time to explore a new place. It's not that complicated. Okay, here's a question. Was it pricey to move your things from Panama to Portugal? What things? What do you mean clothes? I I didn't move any furniture or anything to Panama, and I think you missed it. You must have came in late where I talked about I sold all my furniture. I'm not carrying around furniture with me. So the answer to that is no. Because when I go back to, and that's a good thing too, because I've been here like several months And now when I go back to Panama to look at my storage closet, I kind of know I don't need, I didn't really keep a lot anyway. I have probably mostly clothes and maybe, I don't know, some other stuff. But now I know that I can get everything here. So I'm not tied to anything. I'm not tied to clothes. Y'all, I'm not tied to nothing right now. I am right now, this phase of my life, I want to keep things simple. I want to travel and see the world. I want to explore. I want to eat good food. I want to exercise. I found this, I went to like 3 different Pilates studios. I finally found one that I like. I want to walk. I want to breathe fresh air. Just simple stuff, y'all. Just simple. I don't want no drama in my life. Nothing. Just simple. Because you can, because I can. Yep. So you guys have to find you have to find your your sweet spot. You have to find your why. You have to find what works for you. You have to you have to figure it out. Because I have it figured out. And hey, I didn't always have this figured out. And hey, and let me tell you this. I do want to say this. Because people say, oh, you're so brave. You don't think I was scared? Let me tell you, I move in fear all the time, but I don't let fear like cripple me. I don't like say, oh, I'm not going to do that because I'm scared. You don't think I spent some nights in this empty apartment thinking, oh my gosh, Mary, what have you done? Yeah. But to me, if you're not doing things outside of your comfort zone, you're not growing, you're not evolving. You don't know what your potential is. If you're living your whole life safe and not making any bold moves or changes, you're not living to your potential. You're not. You only got one life. So many people didn't make it through COVID, y'all. We all should be out here living our best lives. We should be. Whatever that is for you. You don't have to move abroad. Take a weekend trip to a local hotel, whatever it is. Do something different. And I'm just living for me. I'm not counting nobody's pockets. Don't try to count mine. And, somebody was like, oh, you just moved there because it was cheaper. What? That wasn't even part of my factor. Money's not a factor for me. I'm not moving. I don't look for countries just because they're cheap. And what does that even mean? Your cheap is not my cheap. We have different budgets. Everybody has different budgets. So y'all need to stop with all this foolishness. Just figure out your own life and what you want to do. Because that's what I'm doing over here for sure. So y'all, hi Frederica. Thank you so much. So listen, I'm going to answer a few more questions. How long have I been on here? Oh my gosh, just 77 people? Oh my gosh, thank you. And listen, if you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. I plan on having a lot more videos about my experience here in Portugal. I'll go over some other stuff in detail. Today, we're just talking about my why. We're keeping it light. Um, but I will talk about things as I learn more about them. I'm still learning things as I go, really. I took a leap of faith and I'm so glad I did. Um, I am getting right not too far from me is it's a pizza place, right? During the evening, but at daytime, they're bakery and they bake fresh bread every day. So they bake focaccia every single day. It is so good. It's €3.50. and it's the freshest, delicious. I haven't tasted anything else yet. I probably will, but just those simple things just make me happy. Like I stopped at the grocery store when I was out exploring yesterday for 2 hours, and they have this beautiful fish market in the grocery store. You pick up, I got this whole fish. They cut it open and clean it right there for you. And then they, cut off the stuff, clean it up, slice it open, take out all the guts, clean it out, and you go home, it's ready to cook. But that's how fresh things are. I'm not eating no processed foods, but I had stopped that in Panama. Panama also has fresh food. But the variety of restaurants here, oh my gosh, it's crazy. It is crazy. So, well, I know. Yeah, that bridge was, I know. I'm probably gonna go back over there too. Uh, you're a life coach, right? That's funny. Well, no. Listen, y'all. I am nobody's coach. I'm just a girl out here just living her life and sharing my experiences. You know how there's so many people call themselves life coaches and charging y'all? No. I'm just trying to inspire and motivate you because we all have that in us. We just need and you can't always tell your friends what you're doing. Y'all see how I moved in silence? Didn't tell hardly anybody what I was doing. And then when I did make the formal announcement, here comes the haters. So sometimes you gotta keep your stuff to yourself until you're ready to share it. Because everybody ain't gonna have your same dream. Everybody's not gonna have your vision. They're just not. Some people can only see, they have a very limited tunnel that they live through. I'm the opposite. I'm out here, okay? I've always been like that. So relocating, moving is not new to me. I am highly adaptable, highly, very easygoing, love to share. I love people, but I also like my alone time. I enjoy my own company. I love going out by myself and having a nice meal. I can do that very easily. So, Judy want to give me the life coach, telling me I am a life coach. She wants to give me that title. Yeah, okay. So listen, oh my gosh, it's 88 people on here. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. I'm very close, y'all. Make it happen. So listen, does anybody have me going forward, any suggestions for any type of videos that you guys want to see now that I'm living here in Portugal? Any suggestions? Thank you so much, Diane. We had such a good time. You get on this side of the world, let me know. Yes, bread. Bread is like my weakness. Any suggestions for future videos? I'm looking through the questions right now. Um, do you have a link to the Facebook group? Can somebody put that link in the comments? The link for, I don't know if I have the technical ability to, oh, wait a minute. Let me try to do that by my phone. So can somebody add the link in for the BWE Black Women Expats group? Let me see if that's something that I can do here. Oh yeah, I can do that here. Okay, I'm gonna do that from my phone. Hold on, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. But yeah, join us over there. Oh, I think somebody had a question. I don't know where it is at now. I wanted to know if I'm going to be hosting meetups here. I think, oh, here it is. There's a part of me, and I do know that about myself, that I'm kind of like a natural organizer. So I just kind of naturally do things like that. I don't have anything scheduled or anything like that right now, but nat share group, copy link. That's just my natural, that's just the natural way I move. Okay, I'm posting it in the chat right now. I just posted it. Woohoo! I got it done. um, okay, here's a question. I can't remember the different places that I went to. Um, I didn't go to individual neighborhoods. I mean, it's so much. No, I didn't go to that particular neighborhood. No, I don't think I did. There's no way. Remember, I only had 10 days. So once I had a, and here's another thing too, Jess, is that I had researched different areas prior to coming. So Porto was on my radar as far as relocating to Porto. I kind of had that picked out prior to getting here, although I had never visited. So, so yeah. Uh, here's so many. I love the diversity of Lisbon. Can you take us to a few African-owned restaurants in Porto? Probably not. Um, there are so many good Portuguese restaurants that I've been to. Um, I don't think I'm going to be like just looking for African-owned restaurants. I mean, yeah, I'm probably not going to focus on that. I am going to take you to probably some good restaurants to eat. They won't necessarily be African owned. Um, that's not what I'm going to focus on. I just like good food. Doesn't really matter who owns it. But uh, Porto is also a very diverse area. You see all kinds of people here. Matter of fact, there is a restaurant. Um, she is African American and her husband is Portuguese. But I also had a place yesterday, not yesterday, a few days ago. Oh my gosh. I think I did a reel about it, Chame. Everybody that comes to Porto needs to go there, and they're Portuguese owned. So, so yeah. All right. So you have diversity here as well. How do I get rid of that? Let me get rid of that. Okay, let's see. We'll do a couple more questions. Oh, this is a good, I can do that. Videos, what are the living spaces like? What do you have to do without what's added, if any? Well, I'm going to do a whole video on apartment hunting, so we'll talk about that. I will do that. Can you do a video about neighborhoods in Porto? Well, it's a lot of neighborhoods. I can do some walking videos, and I'm still learning the neighborhoods too, but I'll eventually get to that. Thank you for that. That's a good idea. Um, would love to join you on a neighborhood walk as well as stores, cafes, whatever you're willing to share. I like that, Robin. Whatever I'm willing to share. Okay. You like Porto. Also, um, is there a restriction for driving? I have no idea. I don't plan on driving. I have no idea. I have no interest in driving a car. So I don't know the answer to that, sweetie. Listen, I only drove in the States because I had to. I never, a bunch of people in Panama, all the expats were buying cars, and there's so many cars in Panama. Driving in Panama is a nightmare. I don't know why people got on a bandwagon and everybody had cars. ridiculous. I just kept using an Uber and a driver if I needed. I have no desire to drive. None. Nope. Trains, buses, metro. I took the metro by myself, actually, just across that bridge that I walked over to this beautiful, I think it's called El Cortez. It's like a 10-story shopping store. It's crazy. It's beautiful, fancy, has everything in there. Took the metro all by myself. I was so proud. Okay. Do you listen, y'all? Y'all asking me, I don't go up to people and say, where are you from? I don't know about different nationalities or different where people are from as far as different countries. I have no idea. I don't go up to people and say, where are you from? I don't. I did meet, yeah, I don't have the answer to that. I was in this, it's called Decathlon. It's like a sports store. I had to return. Oh, I bought a pair of sneakers and they had left that security thing on it. So when I got home to take them to put them on, they had that big thing. I had to walk back and get it off and end up chatting with this really sweet girl who was studying here from Angola. Beautiful girl. Um, but yeah, she was like, "Where are you from?" Then I said, "Where are you from?" So it was like a natural conversation. Um, let's see. Videos on healthcare in Portugal. Oh, I can do that, Carol, because I just, matter of fact, got a phone call today from one of the private hospitals. I went in and established a general practitioner, doctor, because I want to get a complete physical. So when I get back from clearing out my storage in Panama, I will be getting tests, going through everything, blood tests, uh, EKG, mammogram, ultrasound, the whole works. I'm going to be getting that done. So I'll talk about that um, when I get back. Yes, please listen to do the replay. I'm not going to repeat myself. Thanks for watching though. Oh, thank you so much, Jess. I'm proud of myself too. I really am. And, you know, there's also a side of me that, because I know that, everybody doesn't have the capacity or the mindset or whatever it is to move. And so there's a side of me that doesn't want to come off, like I'm bragging or anything like that. So sometimes I don't want to share this because I don't want people to think I'm boasting about, my life or anything like that. But I don't feel that I am. Um, that's why I never talk about finances because it's really nobody's business. You're never going to hear how much, I'll share general stuff. Oh, this pizza costs this, whatever. You're never going to hear about what I pay for rent or anything like that because my living expenses are mine. Um, so I, I just want everybody to live, I guess beyond their potential because people don't realize that they have it in them. And I guess if me sharing a little part of my life, because y'all don't, of course, you're not going to get everything. If me sharing a little part of my life inspires you to do something outside of your norm, outside of your comfort zone, then so be it. Yeah. What is this topic? I take it that you are not there on a budget. I have no idea what a realistic cost of living is. Do you guys understand that cost of living depends on your own budget? Just like in Panama, there are a variety of places, okay, that meets anybody budget. From you can get an apartment in Panama for 800 bucks, you can get one for $5,000 a month. So I have no idea because what's realistic to me and realistic to you or anybody else are two separate things. when I do my apartment video, I will talk about um, where you can find, different places where you can do your own research. But me sharing some general realistic cost of living, I have no idea. Um, Comfortable walking sneakers. Oh, everybody needs, oh, whatever, listen, whatever brand works for you, okay? Um, because I just bought a pair, I have several pair of sneakers. I have a pair of Nikes that I was wearing in Panama. I think I've had them for about 6 months. I forgot what type of Nikes they were because I'm not really a Nike wearer, but they had this big comfort sole and they're extremely comfortable. Since being here, I bought a pair of Skechers. Um, some people, I was with a girl the other day and she bought a pair of, I think it's called hookah. I've never had a pair of hookahs. I don't know how they fit. I do remember being on a bus trip in Panama and we were walking all day long. And this girl, they had on the hookahs. It's not hookah. Hookah? I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. But anyway, she was walking like her feet were killing her in those shoes. So I'm not going to tell you go out there and buy no brand because everybody has different feet. Some people have narrow, some people have wide. You get what works for you, seriously. But as far as, um, that is so true. But, um, But as far as like that is one thing. You better have some comfortable shoes. This is not the area that you're going to be walking around with some 3-inch shoes on. You're gonna sprain your ankle. So, oh, another thing. I don't have those in front of me. There's a store that I kind of discovered it about a month ago called Parfois, believe that's the name, and it's kind of like an accessory store. But one thing, here's a tip. If you go into a store, also check the website because the store is only going to have a limited amount of merchandise that they carry. And they were having like this big sale on their website. So I got these cute sneakers, like dressy sneakers. Um, and I didn't know my size, so I got a 40 and a 41. But now I know my European size is a size 40. So I'm going to be probably getting lots of sneakers from that site because they had some really cute sneakers. Like they had this cute pair of silver sneakers that just came out, their new collection. I'm going to order those because you want to be comfortable. And I don't want to always have like running or walking shoes on my feet. I want to look cute too. So yeah. Yes, definitely, sweetie. Yes. Sketchers are good. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh, here they are. Okay, so you love yours. Okay. Yeah, my next pair of sneakers, I'll try those because I mean, the place that we went to was like a whole rack of them. I just didn't need them at the time. Uh, does Porto have a cobblestone street and inclined sidewalks like Lisbon? This is Portugal. Porto is I think it's the capital. It's the oldest city in Lisbon. Excuse me, oldest city in Portugal. So yes, there are cobblestone streets. Now, is it as hilly as Lisbon? No, but they do have some inclines. Matter of fact, when I was walking to that boutique yesterday, and I pull up my Google Maps, and I was like, oh, okay, this looks pretty good. I get to like the last maybe 5 minutes. And I'm like, oh no, is that it up that, hill? And I was like, okay, Mary, you're just gonna have to do it. So I just did it. So yes, there are some, but not nearly as many as Lisbon. And some neighborhoods don't have any hills at all. So yeah, that's why you need comfortable shoes. And I was in my hiking boots yesterday. Yeah. I was in my hiking boots. Okay, look at this question, y'all, from TV. TV, you're gonna have to catch up. But thanks for watching. You're gonna have to catch up. All right. Oh my gosh, it's 80 people in here. So listen, y'all, I think I am done. Um, yes, Donna. Yes, that was the sneaker. Yes. Yep. That was it. But right now I just have Nike and I have Skechers and I got those cute fancy sneakers, from that were made in Portugal. And that's another thing. The clothes here and the shoes and stuff are very inexpensive. I mean, those sneakers were on sale and they're like real leather, high quality sneakers. They were on sale for $9.99 and they are really cute. And I'm not a sneaker girl. I don't really like a lot of sneakers, but hey, I'm living here now where most of the streets are cobblestone, so I need good feet. I need not good feet. I need good footwear. So, so yeah, like if I'm meeting somebody for dinner and I want to have sneakers on, I can have my cute sneakers on too. Yep. All right. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you guys for hanging in almost this entire video. Have I been in here for over an hour? What time is it? What time did I start? It has been over an hour. Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to keep you guys this long. But once again, make sure you like and subscribe. Hit notifications on. Join my new community if you're interested in staying in contact with me. BWE, Black Women Expats. Um, I will be staying in contact with people there and sharing all my experiences and adventures here in Portugal, also here on my YouTube channel. Is there anything else that you have for me before I let you go? I appreciate y'all so much. I really do. So appreciate y'all. Oh, thanks, Diane. Make sure y'all like this video. That helps Facebook know that I'm providing good information. It's not Facebook. Yeah. YouTube. If you like my video, it helps YouTube know that this is good information and then they feed it out to other people as well. So make sure you're liking the video. It's a free way to support my channel. Y'all know I don't ask y'all for no money. I ain't trying to sell y'all nothing, but y'all can at least like the video. All right. All right. Yes, the prices are good and the quality is so good here. Yeah. So that's why I'm not pressed about like all those clothes. I don't even have a lot of clothes, but the clothes I got back in Panama, if I don't I was trying to think of that Asian lady, I can't think of her name, but she had this thing when you're trying to get rid of clutter. It's like take your hand, feel each cloth or each piece of clothing individually, put it in your hands. And if it doesn't speak to you, if you don't love it, then get rid of it. So I'll be doing that with my clothes in Panama. Now that I know that I can go shopping here and get all kinds of stuff. If I don't love it, it's not coming here. I'll donate it. I'll donate it. I'm very okay with starting fresh and starting over. Change is good, y'all. Don't fight change. It's good. It's so good. Yes, and I want you to live your best life too, Judy. For sure. I want all of you to live your best life. Thank you. You're welcome, Carol. Oh, thank you, Jess. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, that's her. Yes, I will be using her method when I get back to Panama. Um, because, sometimes it's hard for us to part with stuff. But I'm not trying to lug, a whole bunch of suitcases here. I have when I moved to Panama, I had like 9 bags, right? And I got rid of a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not trying to come here to Porto with 9 bags. There's no way I'm bringing 9 bags to Porto. I don't even have that much stuff that I want. So yeah. So yeah. I don't know how many I'm bringing, but it won't be 9. Maybe 3, maybe 4 at the most. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm proud of me too. I am so proud of me, y'all. Seriously. And that wasn't always easy for me to say, but I am accepting the season that I am in at this time in my life. I am fully embracing it. And yeah, this is me. Thanks so much, Robin. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, Jacquay. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your names. It's not intentional. I appreciate you so much. All right. Well, make sure you hit the like and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a fantastic weekend. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.